Hey fam, it's a rainy day, and so I've camped out a little bit. I've decided just to chill out. It's the weekend, so there's no point in going to the beach and getting rained on and attacked again. I would prefer just to chill out today. Uh, so I want to talk about family a little bit today. A little bit. I've put up almost like 15 videos, and I haven't actually talked about my family. This is an important factor because in my life, because it was my ex-Israeli family who basically got me into this whole AI mind control program. Um, and it's a sour subject because, for those of you who trust your family, who live and enjoy the fruits of your labors with your family, barbecues, children, graduation ceremonies, cousins, you know, the, uh, all sorts of, like limitless amounts of different activities that you could have with your families. For me, my story has been more so of them abusing me. And it didn't start out that way. They really did a good job of acting like they were normal humans. They went to great lengths, I should say, to enact this plan that they had. Um, Great sacrifices. My father-in-law, his name is Ethan Priel. He's an Ashkenazi Jew. Um, you know, from the Caucasus Mountains, the fake ones, real fake. Their family changed their name to Priel. I'm not sure what it was beforehand. Anytime I've ever asked, they decided not to explain it. And I've asked many a time, and I've worked with some people who actually had asked me directly, and because I couldn't answer, or because of the answer that I gave, they became very negative towards me. So this issue has been more than just family. It has obviously, and even in the beginning, like there has been negative things that have occurred to me because of it. Um, to be honest, I feel like I've been completely set up in many different ways um, to be a sacrifice, depending on what your aspect is or what your belief is. There are a lot of things that are happening that some of us may not know and or understand. And as I start to um, figure out the things that go bump in the night and how things start to come together, I'm realizing completely that this was a complete setup. I've had several dreams about this guy. And in your dream state, you go to multidimensionality. You see things that you would not even believe. Um, from my understanding, from my dreams, I actually had a dream where I saw him eating, uh, 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 like I was like in some like area, some place. It looked kind of like a cathedral, and I didn't even know what was going on. And I believe that there was someone who might have been like a royal or, you know, something like that. And I actually was interacting with him on some level. And from what I remember, he was being chased down. And I was a kid in the dream. So, as a kid, I was running, and I interacted with this Royal, who is also a kid, and Ethan pops the F up and starts attacking this kid, and the kid tries to kill me. Like the the way that dreams work, they don't really work in time space like the way that we think. But um, uh, from what I remember, I was interacting with the kid, and then he, I think, attacked me in some way, and he was going to kill me. And then Ethan shows up, and then cuts his head off, or hit does something to him that kills him. He hurt him, and then I immediately see him sucking his brain out. so so and then sucking the kid's brain out, and as I'm watching, and I might have been injured, I might have been hit or something like that, pierced, looked like by a sword. Maybe the royal had a sword or something like that. I'm not sure. Anyways, so um, in the dream, I I leave. I get the heck out of there, and because Ethan, the brain sucker, is sitting there, he takes his time to absorb the kid's brain, the kid's information. And I can actually see him sucking out the brain, or definitely sucking out the brain and doing other things. And as I leave in my dream state, I'm below him, and he stares at me with his eyes as he's currently sucking out the brain. And I get the worst feeling of foreboding, knowing that he's coming after me next, because I'm a witness and I know what he's done. And so, um, you know, I don't know how this universe works, but obviously there's so many different dimensions, there's so many different realities. I can imagine, and from what I have gone through and experienced, that these people literally can take over your brain, suck out your memories, and impersonate you. And now, some people say that, that's electronic. My experience has been a little bit more profound than that, and I believe that it's both electronic and spiritual, where there actually are spiritual entities, there are entities, negative entities, that are interacting in different ways, and not just on the technological scale. And so this person has been following me and attacking whenever they can. They're doing things that um, that you wouldn't even imagine, and impersonating you. And for me, the whole, like, for example, yesterday I had a great experience, and they stole that energy. And so I'm 100% in belief that these entities are literally stealing people's spiritual awakening. So when you awaken in different ways, and you experience, some people call it Godhead, um, but you experience the universe in your own way and love, they will come out and they have the ability to take it from you, and then impersonate you or act like you or whatever. And I've been going through this for quite some time, especially because I believe that they tried to use me as a sacrifice. And I just want to talk about some of my family. Like, it's not just a random occurrence. Like, there's dreams, there's experiences that go well beyond what you think might be normal. Um, I had a daughter named Sophia, and I will explain that, like, my ex and I were trying to have a baby. Um, Many times, we didn't wear protection and anything like that, and she never could get pregnant. However, what was very interesting was that as soon as and my father-in-law mentioned many times, when you guys gonna have a baby, when you guys gonna have a baby. I don't know if it's a Jewish thing, an Israeli thing, but they, from my understanding, put it in the plans, put it in the works, that it is our time to have a baby. And so they probably made a contract, or they probably spoke to the higher entities in the other dimensions. And this is how some of this stuff works. Don't think that it's as crazy as it sounds. I went through these experiences, and if you're on the inside, you understand that it's not exactly anything that you could think possible, but it happens. And so I'm assuming because they decided to push for a baby, maybe the time was right. But they kept talking about it and talking about it, and yes, families talk about it, of course. However, um, you know, I was unemployed, and it might not have been the right time, but for some reason they just kept talking about it. Anyway, so we were trying over and over again, and what was funny is that finally we had discussed it personally, and we had started saying, "Hey, we're really gonna try. We're gonna do this and do that," and this is during the time when I was meditating, and so my ex and I, um, we would have fun, and I would still do my meditation sessions late at night, like around 11 or 12. And so she passed out and would pass out. And there are about a couple times, not a couple, at least like 4 or 5 times where I would be in my room and I would hear these strange, like ultrasonic tones and coming from the room. And they'd be uh, like like some type of electronic language, nothing that I've ever heard before, coming out of our bedroom. But I couldn't see anything. I'd look in and I couldn't see anything. And at that time, I had no idea what was going on. But now I realize that she was being visited by these entities, and possibly manipulated in vitro fertilization, or whatever the technology it is that they use. They probably were trying to fix her womb, because we went to the doctors a couple times, and they were saying that she couldn't, like, something was wrong with her womb, um, and she wouldn't be able to have a baby as easily as we thought. There was some type of problem. Anyway, so they fixed that. And we'd get visits, you know, not all the time, but definitely visits, and they would be communicating, and I could hear them from the other room making this strange, like, clicking noises, and it sounded like almost like computers communicating, like weird. Anyway, so eventually she did get pregnant, and we had a daughter. And for the first couple months, it was beautiful. And then Ethan decided to participate. I guess maybe the aliens had their plan. They were like, let's give him a good 6 months or so to enjoy what it means to have a baby, and then let's fucking suck out her spirit and use her as a sacrifice as well. And so that's basically what happened. I'll talk a little bit more about the details, because it's very detailed. There's a lot of things that happened, but basically, they stole her soul, killed her, and then replaced her. And so when people ask me if I have a daughter, I mean, it's hard for me to say yes. They also replaced my wife too. He killed his own daughter, probably took her soul. Anyway, so a lot of these things are taboo, a little crazy, but I say the truth. Peace out, fam.